The lynching of Ahmaud Arbery.
Sure.
We touched on it a little bit before. The cover-up that happened.
Sure.
They're now investigating the actual
The FBI.
DA
Yeah.
and the police department.
Sure.
I didn't realize in the beginning that all this had happened a month previously.
2 months.
2 months previously. Yeah. Sorry.
It happened on the 11th. He had been involved in an altercation. It happened on the 23rd of February. On the 11th of February, and then 23rd, and we didn't find out till recently. And I'll say this: dovetailing back into what we said before, I wish Trump supporters were equally as vocal. Black Trump supporters were equally as vocal about this as they were about having their feelings hurt. But you take somebody's life, and then that municipality conspires to give you cover. It says a lot that they had a video of him getting murdered. It had been shown to one district attorney, and they didn't think anything of it. Another district attorney, they didn't think anything of it. So they thought, well, you know what? They released it. They had their lawyer release the video.
The video that one guy took.
Right. Because they were like, well, I just want to show everybody the truth. And then they'll see, how fucked up are you that you believe you saw your exoneration and everybody else saw a murder?
A lynching.
Right. They went, what? And you know what? Every angle, he's still black, so I don't know why you're mad. Like, I slow it down, he's still black.
Right.
And now they're arresting
the cameraman.
The cameraman.
Right. And I remember Laura Jamar said that he tried to use the village idiot defense.
Yeah.
When his lawyer went on CNN and said, well, this guy barely has a high school education, which doesn't even say a lot for this region. They're trying to say this guy's too stupid to even know what's going on.
And then it wasn't the Georgia Bureau, it wasn't the local police department. It wasn't the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. It was the FBI that arrested him.
Yep.
I mean, I'm like, and then for some people to say, well, he was in a vacant, he broke into a house. How the fuck you break into a house under construction?
Yeah. And apparently that house had dozens of people walking through it in the weeks leading up to it.
My wife and daughter go to houses under construction all the time. I thought they were going for decorating ideas. Turns out them brides were casing the joint. Chicks are shady. I'm trying
to rob it, huh?
I don't know. Oh, wait, once they put this shit in, you're going to take it out. Chicks are fucking shady.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with these three. The three guys involved in it.
We'll see.
Yeah. Because there's a good old boy network down there. But then again, now the FBI is involved. And they brought in a black female judge. Which is not the end all and be all, but at least...
I'll say this. Why is it in America that the media insists I know more about the person who was killed than the people who killed him? Like, I know more about Ahmaud Arbery than I do the McMichaels, the murderers.
Yeah.
So I think in America we're inclined to believe that if a black person gets killed, they had a reason to do it.
Yeah. If there was no video, I personally think this would have gone down like the Zimmerman case.
Yeah. Well, this is the Zimmerman case.
This is the Zimmerman case with a video.
Yeah.
Because what would happen after they shot him? It'd be like, hey, punch me in the face a bunch of times to make it look like...
More than what happened with the Zimmerman case in the video was no black people on the jury. I think America, this notion, I don't think there should ever be all white juries again. I don't think there should ever be secrecy. I don't think that you should be able to make these decisions in the dark without having to explain them or hold them up to reason. I think secrecy and anonymity in how you levy your ballot or how you levy your vote for guilty or how you levy your decisions, you get to be what you are because you are cloaked in anonymity. And one of the reasons what you are is because you don't have to explain it or understand it. You get to do these things in secret. You should have to live it out loud.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I was looking at my Instagram feed just now, and a Florida bomb is charged with the murder of drowning her autistic son and blaming it on 2 black men.
I saw it. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? Susan Smith. Remember, 2 black men stole my kid. Like it's, remember, there's a Kate in Central Park today. A black dude told her to. He's trying to. So we get to conjure up this specter of fear, and you get to do whatever you want.
What is it about Florida? I remember watching an episode of ATL.
Yeah.
And there was the whole Florida Man episode.
Right.
And I feel like whenever you hear something completely crazy, there's usually Florida Man in the title of that.
It is. Or woman.
I remember I talked to some of my my coworkers about this, some of which had lived in Florida, and they said, well, in Florida, there's sort of a kind of a separatist kind of feeling in the state where they feel like they're not really part of the United States and they're doing their own thing. This is why you see this type of erratic behavior.
Right.
What's your take on Florida Man?
Florida's very different. It's like Texas but with no teeth. It's like Texas has some crazy things happen, but they get to look down on Florida. Florida, the South would be done except if they didn't have the money from Texas and Florida. And Florida's so fragmented. You go to Miami, you need a passport. Like
it's all Cuban.
It's like it's just not even Cuban. It's Haitian. It's Jamaican. It's so like so you go there, but then you go to Central Florida, and it's another thing, and then you go to the Panhandle, and it's another thing.
Yeah,
it's all of these different places, and Florida was really just rednecks until. The only reason to go to Florida is Miami and fucking Orlando.
Until the cocaine business kind of built it all up.
That's it.
Right, yeah. I interviewed one of the kingpins, this guy, George Valdez, and he was saying before they started pushing cocaine through Miami, it was really just a retirement.
Cubans, we took over Miami with the cocaine business, literally, because Miami was nothing but a little ghost town. You know, Jewish people, older people went there to die, and prostitutes and hookers lived there. You know, we came and all of a sudden we're pumping. It was said that during my time, when I was in charge of the cartel, the Federal Reserve Bank in Miami had more money than all the Federal Reserve banks in the country.
So fuck it. Look, you go to Florida for Miami, Orlando, and fucking spring break.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, South Beach, Disneyland, and parties.
That's really fucking it.
Yeah.
That's all. Now the COVID, but after that, before that, that's it. That's what you go for.